Emily fell in love with movies at an early age and has followed that passion in her academic and professional pursuits. In 2006, she received her BA in Film Studies from MSUM. Emily's time at MSUM was highlighted not only by academic exploration and achievement, but also in the development of lifelong mentoring relationships. Her treasured memories of MSUM include participating in the Cinethusiasts Club, visiting the Eastman Kodak House, and studying at Oxford University through the remarkable Eurospring program. Following graduation, Emily worked as assistant manager of the Marcus West Acres Cinema. In 2008, Emily was hired as film programmer for the Fargo Theater Management Corporation, a nonprofit organization responsible for operating an art house cinema, live event venue, and annual film festival. In 2011, she assumed leadership of the Fargo Theater as executive director. In her time as executive director, Emily has led a successful capital campaign for the theater's transition to digital exhibition, participated in the United Way's 35 Under 35 Women's Leadership Program, and served as a mentor for the Barry Foundation's Philanthropy and Youth Program. Emily was extraordinarily proud to be selected as MSUM's 2013 Outstanding Young Alumna. In her personal time, Emily enjoys writing, spoiling her niece and nephew, and traveling to London to visit friends. Please join me in welcoming Emily Beck.
Good afternoon, President Blackhurst, Board of Trustees, esteemed faculty, proud parents, bored siblings playing Fruit Ninja on your iPhones, and you, class of 2015, thank you. To say that it's an honor to be here does not begin to capture the love swelling in my heart or the fear coursing through my veins at this very moment. You are radiant with promise, and there are a lot of you. Thank you for letting me be a part of this momentous day in your lives. You're actually helping me fulfill a personal dream at this moment. My inner Game of Thrones fan is thrilled. There's a noble dais draped in the colors of my people, and the mother of dragons is about to watch her new hatchlings fly the nest. This is a great day, and I am grateful to share it with you. You probably have questions rolling through your mind at this moment. Primary amongst them might be, who is this lady and will she keep it short? My answers are Emily and pretty much. So, how to proceed? I'm not going to tell you how Webster's dictionary defines commencement. You're graduating, you know words. I'm not going to read from all the places you'll go, even though Dr. Seuss is a mad genius, and I'm not going to quote inspirational cat posters. No, I think the best thing I can do today is just be me in all my nerdy glory. You see, I see the world through Technicolor tinted glasses of giddy fandom. I'm going to speak from the heart today, so I'll just ask you for your patience and your understanding if speaking from the heart comes along with a few too many pop culture references. As I was writing this speech, there was an image I couldn't get out of my head. You see, the thesis I was given for today is MSUM's purpose statement: transforming the world by transforming lives. It made me think of 18-year-old me on freshman move-in day. It was roughly 100 degrees as we moved boxes from my mom's little white station wagon into my shiny new home at Doll Hall. I had quarters for laundry, a tiny fridge, and shoes for the shower. I was ready to play at being a grown-up. What I didn't know is that I was about to transform. My hair would transform from brown to black to pink to any color that would stick. My left nostril would transform with the addition of a happy little nose ring. My Nikes would become Converse, and my CDs would transform into iTunes downloads. But the real changes, the real magic, happened on the inside. And these changes didn't happen right away. To be honest, during my first bit of time at MSUM, I wasn't an outstanding student. I felt a little lost. I felt a little torn. The man that my heart called father, my maternal grandfather, had just been diagnosed with terminal cancer. So I was furious at myself for not chasing my dreams to the East Coast, while at the same time being furious with myself for being 60 excruciating miles away from my family. During this time, I went to class when I had to. I made decent grades, but not a single new friend. I was a bit of a half-hearted ghost just kind of floating through the halls. But that changed fall semester of my sophomore year. Following a lifelong love affair with the movies, I took history of film from Professor Rusty Castleton. Now, I know most or all of you students would not have had the opportunity to learn from this incredible man. Believe me when I say that his passion for film was more infectious than a zombie plague and more joyful than a Katy Perry earworm. Rusty loved movies, he loved teaching, he loved his students, and man, that passion lit me up. He set my brain on fire. He introduced me to legacies of brilliant filmmaking, he fostered my love of writing and history, and he pushed me when I needed it. And then Professor Tom Brando joined the faculty, and he set my brain on fire in new and exciting ways. I made horrible films and wrote rather marvelous papers. I joined and eventually helped lead a campus film club. I made friends and mentors that will sustain my soul through the rest of my life. Rusty and Tom taught me how to hone my craft and harness my passion into a career. And now I can stand before you as living proof that a film history degree can pay the bills. So take that, Uncle Gary. It was 5 years of growing and learning and failing and bouncing back. And on my graduation day 9 years ago, I walked across this stage transformed. My evolution at MSUM has not changed the world, but every day it helps me change my little corner of it. I put my education and skills to work in this community, serving a nonprofit that means a lot to a lot of people. So how have you been transformed? How is the you sitting here in cap and gown today different than you first day, freshman year, when you were clinging to a campus map and nervously wondering why your sock was making so much eye contact? Maybe your time at MSUM has prepared you to be president of the world, or maybe it has prepared you to be a teacher who will mean the world to your students. So what transforms people? My answer is passion. It can be the ultimate catalyst. What are you passionate about? What sets your brain on fire? What takes your breath away? Maybe it's healing people. Maybe it's telling stories through creative marketing. Maybe it's building something from scratch. Whatever it is, let it light you up. Let it transform you, and then you transform it. I watched a lot of commencement speeches on YouTube in preparation for today. They had a great deal in common. For example, at this point in the speech, it is customary for the speaker to share bits of advice by quoting popular songs. So here goes. I believe it was the great wordsmith Bruno Mars who said, "If we gonna show up, we gonna show out, smoother than a fresh jar of Skippy." I like that, I like it. It's a little ridiculous at first take, but I like the guts of it. If you're gonna do something, do it right and do it with style. So, class of 2015, what's your style? Do you leave them laughing, awestruck, comforted, empowered? You get to make a mark on this world. Do you want that mark to be written in 12-point Times New Roman or purple glittery finger paints? The rest of my advice is pretty simple. I'm 32 and I'm still exploring, but here are some things that I can encourage. Be endlessly optimistic. The best parts of us are hopeful. Be the writer who is brave enough to share something personal, not the troll that lives under the internet. Be as unbreakable as Kimmy Schmidt. Be as tenaciously loving as Leslie Knope. Be as driven as House of Cards' Frank Underwood, but without the murders. Be a creative problem solver like Breaking Bad's Walter White, but without the illegal drug production. Be as inspired as Don Draper, but as loyal as Samwise Gamgee. Be as tough as Katniss Everdeen, but as goofy as Liz Lemon. And promise me, promise yourselves that you will have one glorious, whooping cannonball off the high board, fearless, reckless, no time for a deep breath moment when you leave boardrooms and buzzwords behind you in a blur and you take your great big chance. A moment when you are so present in your own life and your own joy that you don't care if it ever ends up on Instagram. And I'm not talking about a bachelor party in Vegas. Let it be the moment you backpack through India, the moment you turn down Microsoft to take a job at a startup, the moment you open your home to a foster kid or fall in love with a person who will destroy you in the most beautiful ways you can imagine. And that's it. Pretty simple, right? So in closing, I want to ask you to take a different sort of moment right now. Take a breath. Celebrate. Indulge in the significance of this ceremony. Sometimes chapters in our lives end in a blink of an eye. Someone says, "You're hired." Someone says, "Goodbye." Someone says that the little stick she just took into the bathroom now has a little pink plus sign. There will be times when you wake up in Oz before realizing you ever even left Kansas. Appreciate that this chapter provides a luxury of a proper finish. Take in this moment, wrapped in achievement and sheltered in support, because there is a big, wide world waiting out there for you. And some days aren't gonna be like this. Some days will kick your butt, and it's a little scary. But you know what? There's an upside. There's a big, wide world waiting out there for you. Time to step out, my dragons. Time to find the things that light you up from the inside and help you breathe fire. So go, change the world.